So every day, people ask me, Nosy Joe, how do you keep looking as good as you do? Well, I do YouTube videos on how to install hitches. Alright, Nosy Joe here. Today we're going to work on putting a new hitch on this 2009 GMC Sierra. It's a half-ton 4x4 truck. I noticed on my dirt bike I use a plug-in rack. Well, there it is right there. It plugs into the receiver and the bike rides in the back. And I noticed it was kind of drooping down, so got to inspecting that hitch and it was very rusty. I'll show you a picture of it right here. Alright, so here's what the hitch looked like that I took off. You can see the rust holes in it. No wonder my motorcycle wasn't standing up straight. I think that's the factory hitch. I also took off the factory bumper just because it was kind of beat up looking, and I had found one on Facebook Marketplace. So anyway, ordered me a new hitch off of Amazon. It's a Reese hitch, which I tend to like Reese hitch. Part number 44563. This is actually the second one I got from them. The first one was the wrong one. You don't always believe their compatibility stuff because it said it would fit a Sierra, but it was actually for the Colorado Canyon, the smaller trucks, the first one they sent me. But they have an easy exchange policy, so I sent it back. And so I already got it off, the old one, and we'll be putting the new one on here. So let's get to it. Okay, if you drop in under the truck here, see if I can get these in range. It's really an 8-bolt setup. So you got 3 on each side of the frame rail. One of them's threaded and 2 of them are just through holes. And then you got a threaded one in the bumper. So that's 4, that's half of them. Okay, so then going over to the passenger side, I got another threaded bolt, and again this is into the bumper, not the frame. And then you come around here and you got the threaded bolt and then the 2 3-holes. So you got 6 on the frame and 2 on the bumper. Alrighty. So it's a pretty easy installation, especially if you didn't have a hitch before, because you don't have to mess with the rusty bolts on the old hitch. But you just got 3 on the frame rail here and then 1 on the bumper each side, so a total of 8 connections, 2 on the bumper, 6 on the frame rails. These get bolts, the nuts are already up in them on these front forward frame ones, and the 2 on the bumper, it's also got a weld nut up in there, so all you gotta do is thread a bolt through, and then these back 2 we'll use the carriage bolts and the washers and the rectangular washers as well for that. There's your 4 bolts that you use for the weld nuts, and there's your other 4 carriage that'll get you set up going into the through holes in the frame. Okay, I didn't have a tap that was the right size, but I just went ahead and took some penetrant and made sure that these bolts easily went through the nuts here. And I did that. Especially the rough ones were these, so I kind of had to force those through, get those to work, but I got them pretty decent now. A lot of rust up in the threads, so figured I'd rather deal with that now before I was holding a 40-pound hitch up in place trying to get it. Now this truck has a little bit of rust on it. I mean, it's not terrible, but obviously the original hitch rusted out. I will say that I left the spare here. I didn't even want to mess with that. And honestly, I don't think it's in the way. So I got the old one off with it here. No reason to take it off. But again, might want to chase this nut, these 2 weld nuts, and this one here, just to make sure everything's good. And while I'm at it, I'm going to plug my product that it's new to me this year. It's called Deep Creep. It's a Seafoam product, and I'm familiar with Seafoam. They make stuff that you put in your gasoline, you know, keep your lawnmower running clean. But this stuff right here is awesome. I bought 2 cases of it now. It's a penetrant and a lubricant. And without this, getting that old hitch off would have been real tough. So I highly recommend this stuff. I've been using it on the dirt bike. I use it on the chain, and lube up the levers and everything. But it's great for this stuff that's real rusty. Okay, a word about bolt selection. Again, these here that take the 22 millimeter socket are the ones that go up in the parts of the frame and the bumper that already have nuts. So that's where you use what they call a split washer, lock washer, and a regular flat washer. Again, nuts are already up in there. And then the other 4, which are like these, you'll start up in the frame and you'll drop these down, the carriage bolt. But actually this will be on here, so it'll be like this, big old square flat washers so it doesn't spin. And then you'll use what they call conical washers, which are a lock washer of sorts on the bottom. So it'll be carriage bolt, then this square washer, then your frame thickness will be here, and then the hitch thickness, and then you'll slap your conical washer and nut, and this nut takes a 19 millimeter wrench. So that'll be these 4, 2 on each side. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get it hung, and then we'll talk about it some more. All right, I got it hung, and I'm doing this by myself. I just got the bolts with the nuts up in there first, because that was easier for me to handle with one hand while I was holding the thing up with my knees and everything else. Here's the 2 on the bumper. I'm in focus here or not? There it is, yep. It's the second one on the bumper, and then the other one here. So now we just got to work on the carriage bolts, and I recommend, I just kind of got everything started. I'd recommend leaving that as loose as you can so you have a best chance of getting alignment before you tighten anything down. As soon as you tighten something down, I'm afraid you won't be able to get a bolt in on the other side. So leaving it all real loose at this point. All right. All right, I thought I'd demonstrate the carriage bolt assembly. So you put the carriage bolt through this rectangular washer. You go up above the frame. See here. Drop that through. Then you got your conical washer, and you want the side with the little teeth in it up on making contact with the hitch. Sorry here. I'm trying to do this with one hand. Alright. So again, you got 4 of those. I've already got the other one on this side. And then you get the 2 on this side, which I already got. Again, everything's still hanging loose about 3/8 of an inch from the frame just to get everything started. So now all you gotta do is tighten it up and torque it. Very easy. It'd be even easier if someone was helping you. Okay, we got the hitch on there. I like this nice finished trim on there. Matches the one I put on my 57. If you've not seen my how to put one on a 57 Chevy video, check that out. I'll put the link in the description. I got everything torqued. On the instructions, which I really hate to read, say that you should torque all the M14s, which is what the bolt size was. We used 115 foot-pound of torque, which, to be honest, is about as tight as I can get with a standard breakover bar. So anyway, everything's up there, it's tight, and it looks good. Really not too bad of a job. A lot easier than the ones that go up on top of the frame or something like that. Everything just hangs from the bottom. Everything was real easy to get to. So anyway, I think that looks really good. And like I said, it matches my 57 Chevy. So if you remember, I did a YouTube video on how to do a 57 Chevy hitch, and here's the one that I did on my 57. Has a real similar look to it on the outside as the one I just put on the GMC. So now I have matching hitches. So people ask me every day, hey Nosy Joe, how do you stay looking good as you do? Well, I'll tell you a little secret. I wait until it's about 95 degrees out and I got too many damn things in the garage here to get my truck inside. And I decide, you know, I'm gonna stick the hitch on real quick. And honestly, it was only about a 20-minute job, but you know, it makes you sweat a little bit. Good exercise, working by yourself, lifting a hitch up with one arm, weighs about 50 pounds, and balance with one knee, and getting your bolts started and everything. That gets your heart rate up. So everybody stay safe and healthy out there. Later.